Hey guys, we are back. We're
back.
To what?
Come on. To Now What's Happening.
Now what's happening? What are we going to talk about?
Well, we have to talk about the jobs. We have to talk about unemployment. We have to talk about the numbers.
Can we talk about it? Because I think a lot of people talk about unemployment, but can we talk about it in a way of how it affects the employment and the economy? And so here's the question for you. This is the craziest thing. Everybody wants interest rates to go down. Now everybody talking about, I want to buy a house, I want to buy a house, I want to buy a house. And they're basing this, crazy guys, on how high the employment rate is. Now you would think they want a low employment rate, more people working, that means they can afford to buy a house. But it's the opposite. They want employment to go up. They want less people working.
Yes.
So they can cut rates. So people who got money and making more money can buy the house. Yes. Is that crazy? Now I already know you did some research. Let's get to give us some numbers. Give us some numbers.
Well,
what we got?
Remember, as inflation started to ramp up, the Federal Reserve, they came right out and said, hey, a lot of people employed, but we need to increase the unemployment to stave off inflation. And, average people see that as counterintuitive.
Yes.
You mean more people unemployed will lower the rates? But think about it, though.
All right.
If there's more people unemployed, that means there's more people can't afford things, which in a decent society, they will lower the prices so the people who have less money can still buy things and have quality of living, a certain standard of living, right? So more people unemployed,
okay,
bring down the prices and make it easier for people to buy. If everyone is employed, hold on. Now we can charge what we want because everybody got a job. So now everybody's got a job, everybody's spending money, and so let's raise the prices. And that's exactly what's going on today. Okay, if we look at the numbers,
talk about numbers now, because the employment here now is actually going down, but the price
is going down. It is going down, and the Federal Reserve has kind of washed their hands. I mean, really, they tried to bring it back up, but now it's at 4%. And so the majority of people in America, this is one of the best times, if you're looking for work, this is one of the best times to be in America. And this also speaks to why so many people are trying to come over the borders. Is why so many people are trying to get here, because we're almost at 100% employed. Can you imagine that?
Now,
almost 100% employed.
Now, guys, he said 4%. Now 4%. Now, what does that mean? 4% means 6.6 million people last month of May, filed for unemployment check. Now, 3.2 are men, 3.4 is women. Now, here's the crazy part: teenagers, 12.5.
Well,
now I don't get that, but I do get it because again, remember, fast food jobs ain't out there like they used to be. You remember they had them little temporary jobs, and now we got AI and automation and stuff like that. But you got some numbers on like demographics, like the African American population, the different. What kind of numbers do you got?
Well, number one, before I even get to that, you look at 6 million filed for unemployment, and the number seems large.
Yes,
but remember, there's almost 300 million people in the United States. Think about that. Almost 300 million people, and you're talking about 6 million people.
Yes.
That's almost not even on the scale. So you got to put in context. But this actually goes hand in hand with the last few years that we've had. And the numbers really say that, in April, and we're going to use African Americans because the national average unemployment is 4.1% or something like that. But we know that is not indicative of minorities.
Correct.
It's not. It's not that. It's the numbers are skewed toward the majority in the country, right? The majority in the country. So, which is Caucasian. So the numbers are skewed in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
So for African Americans, in April, it was 5.6. But you got to look at the numbers and say, hold on, from 4.1 to 5.6, that's not even that bad. It really doesn't move the needle. May it spiked up.
Wait. What was that number again?
It was 5.6. So,
okay, let's see what that is. Now, guys, we're breaking out the calculator. We're going to go old school, because now we know. So we had 6.6 million people.
Yep.
Okay. Now, 5%. You said 5%, right? 330,000.
So if you say
6.6 million, 330,000 were actually African American based on that number. Yes.
Filed for unemployment.
Yes.
So 330,000 out of 40 plus million.
Yeah, out of 6
we're talking about.
Yeah, out of 6 million.
No, I'm talking about total African Americans in the country.
Oh yeah. There's only about yeah.
So what I'm saying is that this is probably the best time so far as working is concerned. I'm not talking wages. I'm saying so far as working is concerned, we're in an era right now that if you want a job, the odds are that you can just go out and get a job. And that is a good thing. We're not talking about living wage. We're not talking about how much money you're going to make. We're talking about if you wanted a job, because there was a time, most recently during COVID, if you wanted a job, you wasn't going. Wow. First of all, you couldn't even go out.
Man,
so that's number one.
You right, man. You right. That number is deep because there's 50 million. So the census for 2024, 50 million African Americans.
And I'm gonna say that there's more than that, because a lot of black folks, when the census come out, they don't even open the door. So I'm saying,
so you saying 330,000? That's not bad.
In the scheme of things,
that's not bad. You're right. You're right. People working.
Just saying,
they got a job.
People are working. Some people with 2-3 jobs.
You know what? So okay. So go back to what you were saying. Go back to what you were saying about the reverse, that they don't want people to have jobs, because if people lose jobs, that means they can't buy stuff, which means the cost of goods, or the cost of you buying chicken or you buying stuff, will go down. But we both know the reality is that the companies, they got used to charging you that money.
Yes.
And they're not going to lower their prices, because guess what? People still paying it. You still paying for it.
You and I, we've had many conversations. If you look at it, usually in the past, prices have went up when there's some type of catastrophe. Yes. There's a war overseas. Correct. Now gas has gone through the roof. Yes. There's a natural disaster in some part of the country where crops were destroyed and this and that. Now you got to pay more for your groceries. There's a chicken flu, bird flu, the cow flu. that done killed all these animals. So now beef and produce, all of them, we haven't had any of that.
Nothing.
There's no, you know what I'm saying?
You know,
And so there's
flu,
no
chicken flu.
There's none of that. There's nothing that would dictate that the prices of everything, and it's not one thing. It's not one commodity. It's not one thing. It's everything across the board.
Yeah.
And what that says is that there's some greed there, because what happened during COVID, people did lose money because people didn't have any money. They were scared to spend money. And now a lot of those businesses coming out of that trying to recoup some of what they lost. But with so many people working now, they're willing to pay whatever it costs. You know, if milk is $6, if a dozen eggs is $7.89, they will pay $7.89.
Okay. The reason why I thought this conversation was very important, because people need to understand this is how they're thinking from an economy perspective.
Yes.
That they want you to get laid off. I know it sounds horrible, right? It sounds like, hey,
it does. It really does.
Horrible. Lay them off. Okay, let them file for unemployment. And again, they lay you off, and then they talk about you when you do file unemployment, saying that you don't want to get a job and work.
You don't want to work.
You don't want to work, but they just laid you off because they're trying to get these numbers right. Understanding the employment rate, understanding why sometimes everything's going great, and next thing you know, they lay off 100 people. It's not because you did anything wrong. They're just trying to get the numbers.
Hey, let me add this. You know, we're probably not going to be able to jump into this during this episode, but when we're talking about laying off, don't forget now that a large portion of the laid off is white collar workers. We're talking about white. We're not talking factory now. We're talking white collar workers that has been displaced by AI.
Let's talk about it. Let's go for it. Okay.
Yes.
So guys, AI is here. And actually, we actually going to do a show. We're going to demo it, and we're going to let you guys talk about it. AI is here. What Leon was saying was that it's not the person who's actually the plumber or the electrician who's getting laid off. No. It's that white collar computer engineer who went to school, who got student loans, and now they're saying, well, you know what? A computer can do your job. So instead of paying you $160,000, $170,000 a year, we're going to let AI do your job.
That's correct.
And Leon always says this. And you know what? At first, I was like, no. But he's right. He said, we've had these conversations. It's not about, most people think it's not about AI replacing you. It's about you using AI to keep your job.
Correct.
Because it's the people who know how to use AI who's actually going to be successful. And the people who don't know how to use AI, unfortunately, that's that white collar job that's gone. The tax accountant.
Yes.
AI can do that. The lawyer.
Right.
AI can do that. I mean, and Leon is right.
That's it. They just had that show. We were talking the other day about a guy who had been working on a job, 6-figure job, been doing it for many years. And then all of a sudden he loses that job. And now he's got 3 jobs and he's barely making it. And his wife is sickly, suffering from depression because of the dramatic changes. It's the technology, it's all these things, companies trying to save money by leveraging AI to do these different jobs, and they're getting laid off. And there's a fear growing in the community because it's not the assembly line worker. It's not the low skilled jobs. These people getting laid. It's not that. It's the white collar 6-figure jobs. These are the people showing up, and they're being laid off early on before they can retire. That's a whole nother thing.
That's
getting rid of people before they're able to file for retirement. The last few years, that type of thing. Before they're 67, before their retirement age, they're being laid off and let go in their 50s and late 40s. They're being let go early on while they still have many years to work, and that's a whole nother thing. So these are the people that's showing up.
Yeah.
These are the people showing up in that 300,000, and these are the people that's showing up.
I mean, just think of what he said. You go from making $150,000 and you have to file for unemployment. So let's say $150,000, $4,000 or $5,000 after taxes. Let's say that's $4,500 a check, and now you got to get unemployment. $600, $700. So you went from bringing in a household income to $9,000 to $900.
Yeah,
that's drastic. So now you go get a job, but guess what? That job, minimum wage job, is only going to pay you maybe $1,500.
But hold on, don't forget, when you had the 6-figure job, you had a pretty nice healthcare package. Now you don't even have any healthcare.
That's right. Because in unemployment, you ain't.
What if you're on medication?
Yes.
What if you're on medication?
Yeah. So now you get on Medicare, Medicaid.
Yep.
And again, we're not trying to. Again, we're just trying to just be very transparent with you. And then and then here's the thing: once you get the job, they cut off the unemployment and the medication.
Yes.
So now you got to wait at least a good month before you can actually get health care back.
And you know what? How about that? How about this too? How about this? Unemployment lasts 6 months. It was a time when you can get an extension.
Yes.
Sometimes I remember a time when you could get a couple of extensions of unemployment. Well, ever since COVID, there is no extensions.
6 months.
And see, they're saying that because there's so many jobs out there, that there's no reason why you can't get a job. So you go on unemployment and you try to find a job. And I have to say, because I've been there, after you have one of those great jobs, your standards are up here. Your standard. So a lot of jobs you're going to feel beneath you. And just like the guy that was on the 60-Minute show, he went from the 6-figure job to a $40,000 job. Then he got a part-time job that paid $12,000 a year. And those two weren't enough.
No.
So he picked up a third job to make some cash money, right? And so now he's got 3 jobs. He's sleeping 3 to 4 hours a night. All the rest of the time he's working.
And you know what?
He's working.
Been there. I've done it. I've done it. I've done that. So again, guys, again, we really wanted you to understand this whole unemployment game. And so when you hear it on the news, we actually want you to listen. Really listen and pay attention to what they're saying.
Understand the numbers. Understand the numbers.
And understand how does it affect you. Oh, now, see, man, look at that. We went over a minute.
Wow.
All right. Well, guys, that's it. We'll be coming back at you with some more stuff. Some more good coming. And we're gonna have some guests. We want some guests.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna get some different perspectives. We're gonna have get some women, get their thoughts about some of this stuff. get some more men to talk about some stuff. And yes, there will be controversy.
And we want to hear from you. We want your input. This is an open conversation.
Yeah. So and yes, we are getting back. We are going to get back to going doing lives. So we want you to get ready. It's gonna be a hot 15 minutes too now, y'all. So y'all gotta be ready. We're gonna pow. It's gonna be just like that.
You gotta be ready.
We're gonna be the hot 15, 20 minutes. So
yeah.
So, again, guys, thanks for watching. Now
what's happening?